going on, everybody? GZTV back with another video, and in today's video we're going to be going over the NCAA March Madness Day 2 of round of 32. Can my ESPN stop being annoying, please? Oh my goodness, what is going on? Well, this is going to load, but we have 8 games to talk about, then I got to go do some homework. We don't have any more games. Dude, holy fuck! This shit is so ass. What are we doing? All right, let's just get in the first game. Houston to Illinois. Not a very good game. You know, Illinois made a lot of turnovers. They actually put a lot of their bench freshmen in. That was very, very interesting. Moore scores 21. Houston hammers Illinois to make the Sweet 16. Houston over the years has been a great program. Yeah, is Moore number 4? Yeah, he was killing it. 21 for Moore, 15 for Edwards, 18 for Sheed. Illinois didn't play terrible. I mean, they kind of did play terrible. I mean, really, their only star was Kofi, putting up 19. He's very clumsy with the ball, though. I don't really know how I feel about him in the NBA, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. Illinois just didn't really play super well, especially on the defensive end. A lot of open threes, not boxing out. There's a lot of problems with not boxing out on day 2 of round 2. But let's just move on from there. I don't really have much to talk about there. Ohio State and Villanova. Villanova back to the Sweet 16 after a 10-point victory over Ohio State. That was a pretty big win to beat Ohio State by that much. I mean, Ohio State isn't an insane school. I mean, obviously they're a 7th seed, so they're good, but like they're not insane. EJ Liddell continuing to prove that he is draft ready. He's definitely a top 20 prospect. He had 17. Branham had 23, 11 rebounds for Key off the bench. That was big time. But, I mean, they lost, obviously, but still. Villanova, Colin Gillespie, I think the Big East. Are they in the Big East? He was the player of the year in his conference, whatever it was. But he had 20. Samuels had 17. Dixon had 13 and 11 for Daniels off the bench. So a good game for Villanova, and they're back into the Sweet 16. Were they there last year? I'm not really sure. But up next, we have a big matchup because we had Michigan State and Duke, and the last dance of college basketball continues, guys. Coach K's last ride continues as Duke closes out the Spartans. It's an Izzo Coach K matchup. It was big time. It was a big deal. Very hyped up. It was awesome too. It kind of lived up to it. Duke pulled away at the end, but you're not going to have a lot of close games in college basketball unless it literally goes down to the buzzer, because usually they foul, they get free throws, and they're too pressured to make a shot on the other end. But Bingham Jr. had 16 and 10. Brown had 18, and off the bench you had Walker with 12. I'm surprised. We'll talk about Kentucky. They got eliminated, but I'm surprised. I'm surprised at how many. Well, let's talk about Kentucky for a second, because I'm surprised at how many prospects they have. But for Duke, 15 for Wendell Moore. He's been there for a couple years. Paulo Banchero with 19, 15 for Williams, 15 for Roach, 12 for Keels off the bench. So very good contribution for Duke. And I hope Coach K can at least make it to the national championship in his last year. I don't know how it's going to go. They're going to have to go through some tough teams down the road, and I think we might look at the bracket after this. But yeah. Let's just move on to Iowa State beating Wisconsin. Kalsher, Iowa State beat Wisconsin to reach the Sweet 16. We have a couple double-digit seeds making the Sweet 16, which is really cool. Yeah, Kalsher had 22. Don't forget Isaiah Brockington came out and put up 10 points. Not the best shooting night for him, but still. Looking at Wisconsin, Jonathan Davis, is that his name? Or is it like Johnson Davis? Johnny Davis. Johnny Davis, he put up 17. He probably could have put up more, but Davison had 12 as well. Yeah, I don't know. Wisconsin didn't really play that well. They're a 3rd seed. Maybe they're a little bit higher seeded. I was rooting for a Big Ten team to win the tournament for some reason. Well, because Illinois is in it, and I was rooting for Illinois. But all that remains, I think, is Michigan and Purdue out of there. But let's check out the Notre Dame Texas Tech game. Notre Dame almost pulled it off. McCullough and Texas Tech beat Notre Dame by 6 to reach the Sweet 16. I think I had Texas Tech in my Elite 8. Maybe Final 4. But Notre Dame side, the losing team, we'll just talk about them first. They had a 7-man rotation. That was interesting. Wesley had 11 and Goodwin had 14. O'Banner's a great player for Texas Tech. He put up 15 and 15. Great game. Williams had 14. McCullough had 14. Why are we talking about McCullough playing the best? Oh, Boehner was the best player on the team. He's been the best player on the team since he's been there, really. But let's move to Miami and Auburn. Damn, Miami beat the shit out of Auburn. Holy fuck, what a statement win for Miami. They can make the Elite Eight, to be honest. Auburn is a little overrated. They are 28-6. They're still a little overrated, but Miami dominates the number 2 seed Auburn by 18 to reach the Sweet 16. I don't know how long it's been since Miami has made a Sweet 16 game, but let's look. Wow, they played amazing. 21 for Wong, 12 for Miller, 15 for Moore, 20 for McGusty. Wow. Only 4 bench points, but their starters put in some work. But let's look at Auburn's side. Jabari Smith, one of the higher prospects in the draft, at 10 and 15. How does Kessler only have 2 rebounds? I don't get it. He's like 7'3", bro. He's 7'1", and he had 2 rebounds. 12 points for Johnson, 12 for Williams, and 11 for Green Jr. Those last 2 were off the bench, by the way. But yeah, Kessler, man, you gotta get more boards. I think he's pretty high up in the draft projections. But let's move on to Texas Purdue. Texas was kind of close, but not really. But let's just look at the box score here. We had 23 for Carr, great game for him. 10 for Bishop, 17 for Jones. Purdue played really good. Edey went 11 for 10, or 11 and 10. Sorry. Ivy had 18. He's a big draft prospect. 11 for Hunter Jr. and 22 by Williams off the bench. Like, everyone's talking about Ivy having a good game, but 22 for Williams off the bench, man, that was a great performance from him. Let's move on to TCU and Arizona. Probably the best game of the day was an OT thriller. Matherin and the top seeded Arizona survived TCU upset bid in OT. I think Matherin definitely had one of his best games of his career, and Benedict Matherin, Him University. I try to tell people Benedict Matherin's a beast. I've been following him all season. But let's give credit to TCU. They played amazing. 10 points for Miller. O'Bannon had 23, 20 and 14 for Lampkin, 20 for Miles. They played their ass off in this tournament, and it definitely deserves some credit. There's nothing for them to be ashamed of. I mean, they were a 9th seed that only lost to a 1 seed by 5. Obviously, UNC beat Baylor, but that's just circumstances, I guess. Yeah, 30 for Matherin, 28 and 12 for Coloco. These 2 guys are going to ride it out. I still think you're looking at the national champions right here in Arizona. They only beat TCU by 5, but they played an amazing game. TCU played great. I don't know. Let's just move on to the bracket, and I got to get to some homework. Let's look at our Sweet 16 here. We're looking at Gonzaga and Arkansas. Looking at what happened last round, I mean, Gonzaga beat a 9 seed by 4, and I think Gonzaga's winning that game. Texas Tech and Duke will be a good game. Who did Texas Tech have to play? They played Notre Dame. They beat Notre Dame by 6. I think Duke's winning. I think Duke's going to beat Texas Tech. I think we might see a Duke Gonzaga in the Elite Eight. That's going to be literally elite matchup. North Carolina. I really like North Carolina. I really do like North Carolina. It's going to be a close game, though, but I think North Carolina might be making the Elite Eight there. Purdue and St. Peter's. Man, I don't see St. Peter's winning. Nah, there's no way St. Peter's beats Purdue. We're going to have a Purdue-North Carolina matchup in the Elite Eight. Looking at Arizona and Houston, I think Arizona's going to beat Houston. I mean, Illinois' all right, and Houston beat them, but I don't know. It might be close, though. You never know. Michigan and Nova. Let's see. Let's see what Michigan did. They beat Tennessee by 8. That'll be a close game. Michigan and Nova should be a good close game, and it's crazy to see that Michigan in the Sweet 16 after people were doubting that they're even should be in the tournament. I think Nova's going to win. I think Nova and Arizona. Kansas is going to be Providence. Miami and Ohio State. One of those teams is making this freaking Elite Eight. That's so fire. That's fire, dude. One of those 2 teams is making the Elite Eight. I think Iowa State's going to make the Elite Eight. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, though. GZTV, as always, giving you guys the best sports content. I gotta go work on some homework. Then later, while my boy Ian is at club practice, I'm gonna be giving you guys a lot of videos. 3 videos. Let's see. Lollapalooza, WWE. Those are the 2 videos I'm gonna give you guys. But I'm still pumping out some good content. So have a good rest of your day. I have like a tiny bit of homework to do today, so I'm not too stressed out. But